Hey competition superstars, and welcome to Competition TV. Today we're going to answer the question, how do you plait your horse beautifully just with rubber bands? I'm going to ask my gorgeous Georgia to do this on her horse for us, so let's get into it.
So when plaiting your horse down with using rubber bands, you only need three things. You need your comb. I use holding spray, otherwise you can use gel or just normal hairspray, and then some elastic bands. So I use quite thick elastic bands because they're less likely to snap and it makes them easier to work with. You can pop your elastic bands anywhere. Some people put them in the mouth, some people put them around the comb, some people stick them on their fingers. I'm going to stick them on my fingers for today. The next thing you need to do is you need to split your horse's mane into workable parts. If you split it at first, you'll make sure that the whole mane is even, you'll have even plaits. If you split as you go, you run the risk of having too big and then too small and whatnot. When you split them, and you can also roughly see how big your plaits are going to be. For a horse that has a short neck like Smithy, you'd be looking to make more plaits than few, just because it makes the neck look longer. But if you've got a horse with a really long neck, you want to make the plaits slightly fatter. So to start with, I use this comb because it has also this little parting piece here, which means that you make them really super straight. With Smithy, because he's my horse, I know exactly how thick and how fat I like my plaits. And so how I do them is I do them the width of my comb, and then I do 1.5. So once I've parted the whole mane, good boy, I just take out my second plait, part it in half. And then add it to my other ones. So we'll do this plait here. The first thing once it's parted is I use my holding spray. Spray over the top, underneath near the roots, and then once down the hair on either side, not through it, because you don't want it getting too slippery, and then really slick it down. You can also use your comb here and just really get it down. Like that. I just use my fingers to split the mane, holding this nice and tight. You can probably see I'm pulling the mane. To make sure my plaits last at least 2 days, I start by pulling up, plaiting up. Good boy, Smithy. And then I plait down. If the horse's mane hasn't been pulled to the correct length, I count how long, for all my plaits, how long they'll also be by how many times I go over. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this would be number 6. Generally between 6 and 8 I find is the good length when you're using bands. If you're plaiting using thread and needle, I generally find 4 to 5. And I'll band it. Making sure it's nice and at the bottom of that last one, so it's nice and tight and nice and square. Oh. Before my band gets too tight, I lift up the plait, fold over, I call this little end the tail, make sure it's nice and close in, and then I just band over it like that. So it's nice and secure, like this. And I'm not too worried about the stragglers at the moment because they'll all hide themselves when I roll the plait up. So there's heaps of different ways that you can band a plait. This way I believe is called the show jumping plaiting. And I prefer it because it means that the bands can stay in so long and withstand everything so that they last the longest. Now to roll my band, I go just below, so up the mane to secure my elastic, and I just do 2. And then with that over the top, I start to roll my plait like so. The tighter the roll, the more round the rosette, rolling it up the mane, all the way underneath and then I just wrap the band like that. And that's your rosette done.
Oh my God, so I trust that was useful. I did not know like a quarter of all of that. Freaking awesome. That's why Georgia's my groom and I just do the riding bit. But now we can all make our horses look as good as Georgia. And I like that it's elastic bands because needle and thread terrifies me. So I trust that was helpful. You guys have a great week. If you liked today's episode, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. And if you want to leave a comment, I read all my comments, so let us know how this helped. I'm super excited to also let you know that we have a competition training. If you'd like to know how to get better in competition, how to overcome competition nerves, how to master a warm-up, how to remember your test and learn and remember your test so you don't need a caller and you don't forget it, I've got that all in my free competition training available for you. So click on the link and grab that training, and I will see you guys very soon.